Destinos came after 17 years in tourism, and the idea of Destinos is because you have two meanings. One is you know what is going to be your destiny in life. And at that time, I was sick, and after 17 years being in the industry and being sick, my decision was to open a business, but at the same time, don't know if I couldn't commit with that business. So Destinos was the right word to see what it could be my destiny with my company, but also because it is related with the travel industry. And the main idea was to present destinations in Canada. Destinos means also destination in Spanish, English. So that is an essential name because Destinos comes or goes to all the way with the life and with experiences and with the destinations as well. My first job was amazing, it was an IBM. I applied for an interview. It was on Monday. On Wednesday I got the interview. On the same day they set my position, and it was the tester operator. So to work in IBM was to work in the factory. But work in the factory in IBM is like you work in a beautiful office, beautiful machines. And the idea was to create numbers, to identify technology and create numbers. So it was for me a really good experience. I learned a lot from Canadians, from students that they are working during the summertime. So my period was for a year, full day, from Sunday to Sunday, non-stop, from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. and even sometimes there were overtime. It was an amazing experience. I learned a lot how you work in Canada, but at the same time how you deal with different communities, with different countries, with different languages. So it was really good experience, even though the electronics and technology is not for me. As I said, Destinos Enterprises came after many years in the travel industry. Believe it or not, the idea to be in the travel industry came one day when I was working in IBM and said, what should I do in order to go back to my country and show the destination from Canada and show Argentina or Latin America in Canada. So I said, that has to be tourism. And I can see my mom more often. So that was the idea to say, I have to go to the school, I have to learn, I have to get educated in tourism and travel. And that's what I did. After being in different areas, it was a time that I realized that it was a need to know more about Latin America as a destination. And the people that's supposed to know better was the travel agencies, the travel companies. They needed to learn more how to sell it, how to explore a destination, how to get the message to the public. It is sometimes a barrier when you have your accent. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. When you go to in the beginning it was a challenge because I could talk to people, but I couldn't understand. So it was difficult for a long time to communicate the way that I used to communicate in Argentina. I love to communicate with people, I like to have conversations. Sometimes my accent was the one that couldn't communicate with people. But then with the time, you find a way to do it. So that was the most challenge for me. There were some companies that the language was essential. You needed not have accent in order to sell travel. Well, I left my country because one day the friends of my husband from work, they said, oh, I'm gonna go to Canada. So my husband always was prepared to move from the parents because they always travel, and they said, okay, I like you to try in different countries. So that was the opportunity to go to Canada and just to get a new life in there. I was totally disagree with that. And I said, the only way that I can go if the embassy approve that, the immigration papers. I never believed, never, that happened. Then after 15 days that we applied in the embassy, we got the first letter saying that we were accepted. It was a really surprise for me because I was not prepared. I was fine in Argentina. I stayed with my family. My family was the one to take care of my kids while I was working and studying. So I felt so comfortable there. But that was the decision In some way, I believe that my my destiny was to be here, because in life, you always have a reason for whatever you do. And now I can find what was that reason. And I'm doing every day. And I think it was a time for me, my mission was to communicate both areas, the Latin energy with the Pacific energy. I always was my idea to go back to Argentina, always. But for a reason, my mom, because she was depressed, she never could come over here. So I traveled many times there. The first time that I have a trip was 21 days. The next trip was for 6 months. So after that, we have a commitment in Canada just to, be a little bit more solid and have a house. And the kids, they were teenagers, so we needed to take care of them in the school and have a job that you have to respect the time. So the time passed by, and after 4 years and a half, I couldn't go back to Argentina, thinking that it will be easy to go back and my family stay there waiting for me. I got the tickets to go in November, and my mom passed away in October. The reason was she went to a private hospital and she was very depressed, but something happened there. In a week she passed away, and I didn't have the time to see her again. After that, my grandma passed away after 6 months, and then my father passed away a year after. So in a year and a half, I lost the three of them. It was a really huge emptiness. It's like, you have something in your hand, and the next day you don't have nothing. Before I opened my business, I got sick. I got a condition that is an inflammation on the blood vessels. And the doctor said, you have to go to this treatment for 2 years. But if that is not gonna be good for you, you can die in those 2 years. So it's a silent sickness that comes and you don't know that you have some symptoms, but you don't know how bad it could be. So you have to go and continue different tests just to make sure that you're doing okay. But besides the treatment, the regular treatment that you have from the doctor, you need to manage your energy, you need to manage your body, you need to manage your happiness. And that's what I did. What I did is I went for different exercises. The exercises was to feel happy, appreciating things in life. Of course, you have to eat well, but eat well is enjoy what you're eating. Enjoy every moment that you do. Not thinking about the worst. Always have a belief, something that it can help you to go and have a plan for your future. But you have to live the present. And the present today is to take care of yourself. So that was the way that I managed my life when I was sick. Today, after many years, being in treatment for 6 or 7, today I have to say that that condition is stable. I don't take any medication. Only my medicine is to do exercises, eat with happiness, with right people, and be social. We have to have a plan. We have to have a plan. We cannot forget where we're coming from. Always come respecting where you're coming from. No matter what is the reason that brings you here. Once you are here, try to participate in activities that you love to do. Try to be communicated, no matter what, if you have a good English or not. Try to have a good communication. Try to do whatever you like to do. Because in Canada, if you have a plan and you believe in yourself, you can do it. No matter what, you can do it. Maybe it takes 1, 2, 3, 5 years, but it's gonna happen. So always have a main idea in your life when you come here and pursue that idea, and you will get it.